Here in this example, when Vipul's friend asked Vipul, "Where are you going?" Vipul said, "I am going to the town." This is told by Vipul at 8 a.m. in the morning. What did Vipul say? He said, "I am going to the town." Right? Yes. So later, after 2 hours, at 10 o'clock, Vipul's friend told this. Which one? Vipul's speech. Vipul's speech was, "I am going to the town." So "I am going to the town" was told by Vipul at 8 a.m. when it was reported at 10 by Vipul's friend to someone else. How will Vipul's friends say? Vipul's friends will say that Vipul said that he is going to the town. Is it appropriate? Now he is not going to the town now because it is at 10 o'clock now. Vipul said, "I am going to the town." It was at 8 o'clock. Now it is 10 o'clock. So when we say it later, Vipul's time at 8 o'clock, it has become a past because Vipul's friend is telling this at 10 o'clock. So when we are at 10 o'clock now, 8 o'clock is a past time. Right? When Vipul said at 8 o'clock, it was something that Vipul was going there that time. So when Vipul said at 8 o'clock, he could say, "I am going to the town." But when it was at 10 o'clock, what will become 8 o'clock speech? 8 o'clock speech will become was. So is should be changed to was when it is reported later after 2 hours. So now Vipul's friend is telling, Vipul said that he was going to the town at 8 o'clock. Okay, we can't say he is going to the town at 10 o'clock because 10 o'clock he is not going to the town. So generally, what do we want to understand when we learn reported speech? We are reporting one person's speech later. Something which was told at 8 by Vipul, "I am going to the town," was reported later after 2 hours. So we can report anyone's speech only the person has spoken. Right? So we will report only after the person has spoken. So when the person spoke it, it become a past. For example, once again, Vipul said, "I am going to the town," which became a past when Vipul's friend reported this speech at 10 o'clock. Right? So when we report later, is "I am going to" will become a past that he was going to. So generally, what do we want to understand when we change a speech into reported speech or indirect speech? Every verb form of the spoken part. Vipul said, "I am going to the town." "I am going to the town" is told by Vipul. So what is the spoken part there? Spoken part is "I am going to the town" is a spoken part. So that spoken part's verb "I am going to" became "was going to." Is it clear? So what do we want to understand from this? What is the conclusion from this? Every verbs in spoken part will be changed into its own past in the report speech. Here "I am going to" has become "was going to." So "I am going to," its past form is "was going to." So I'll tell here what are the past forms. So generally we need to understand every spoken part's verb will be changed into its own past. If you find "am" or "is" or "are" in a spoken part, that will be changed into "was" or "were" in report speech. Okay, in a spoken part, if you find "has" or "have," that will be changed into its own past. What is the has and haves past? Had is the past form of has and have. Okay, so has spoken, has written will be had written. Okay, so another one, was, am, is, are will be changed to was or were. That's okay. So what is the past form of was and were? Was and were, its past form is had been. Will become would. Notice shall also becomes would. So will and shall becomes would. Okay, that was used like that by scholars. So we don't have any permission to change its past. So will be changed into its own past. It will be would. For example, Rahul said, I'll go to the market. So Rahul said that he would go to the market. Okay, so Rahul said, I shall go to the market. So how will you report it? Rahul said that he would go to the market. So shall and will be changed into would. Can will be changed into could. May will be changed to might. Okay, has to will be changed to had to. Have to will be changed to had to. Okay, you might have noticed in the example, Vipul said, I'm going to the town. So in this said, Vipul said, this is one clause. I am going to the town is another clause. Clause spelling C L A U S E. So clause. Clause is actually a part of sentence with minimum requirement, a subject and a verb, or an object and a verb. Okay, so clause minimum requirement here Vipul said their subject and verb said is there, so that is clause one clause, right? Second one, I am going to the town. I is a subject, right? Who is doing the action going? Who is going? I is going, right? And Vipul said, who said there? Vipul said. So Vipul is the subject in the first clause. In second clause, I is the subject. So I am going is the verb. So how many clauses are there in that sentence? Two clauses. In part 1 means Vipul said is a part of that sentence. So Vipul said, I am going to the town. In this you can see two parts. Vipul said is part 1. I am going to the town, part 2. Right? So this is a single statement, single sentence having two parts. Means two clauses. In this example, you might have understood what is a clause and clause 1 and clause 2. Yes, so you might have noticed the verb came along with the person who speak. Here Vipul. Okay, I have taken example Vipul. So Vipul said is one clause. So the speaking person's verb is said, right? Spoken part, I am going to the town is the spoken part. But here Vipul said that the verb came along with Vipul, near to Vipul is said. So this clause, Vipul said, here Vipul, the spoken person's verb said, it is actually past, right? Said, it is past. If this said had become say or sus or will say, We are not allowed to make any changes in the verb in the spoken part. Did you understand? Now, once again, if Vipul said here, if it was Vipul says, or Vipul is telling, or Vipul is saying, this is present, right? So if it becomes present, I am going to the market. We don't want to change into he was going to. We don't want to change into was. So Vipul said that he is going to. I am going to will be same as present. When I will be changing to he, it will be he is going to. He am, we can't say. Am is both gives same meaning because that is present. So try to understand. Vipul said there the spoken person verb, if it remain past only, we need to apply all the changes in the spoken parts verb form. Did you understand? So, if the example, people will say, I am going to the town. Yes, we don't want to apply any changes. People will say that he is going to the town is enough. But we need to make all the changes when people after that set comes or was saying, that also is past, right? Vipul and his friend were saying. So was saying, were saying, or said, or had said, all these things are past. When Vipul's verb, speaking person's verb becomes past, means verb to said, or was saying, or were saying, or had said. All these things, if it comes only, we need to apply all the changes in the spoken part. Another one more thing I will remind you. If the spoken part we told changes will be applied when the speaking person's verb becomes past. We told the changes will be applied in spoken part, right? So if the spoken part becomes a fact, permanent truth, even though the spoken person's verb become past on, so we are not allowed to make any changes in the spoken part. For example, if the spoken part becomes a permanent truth only, for example, Vipul said earth rotates on its axis. Vipul said here said has come, but still we are not allowed to make any changes in the spoken part because earth rotates on its axis. We can't make earth rotated because it's a permanent truth. Apart from the verbs, you have to learn these changes also.